Hi, my name is Emily McCoy and I am a certified teacher librarian, and today I am going to teach you how to run the library like a well-oiled machine, or how to basically library management. So, a library is a house of hope. It's a place where we all, whatever our situation, can feed our ideas and develop our dreams. I don't think I could have said it any better than this, because I truly believe that a library is a house of hope where we can feed our ideas and develop our dreams, regardless of what we want to do. So, one of the things that I feel like is important when it comes to the culture that's in your library, I was trying to think of how to phrase this. And basically, when I first started being a librarian and I walked into my library space, I would watch students walk in and then they would just walk right back out. And I realized that I needed to create a culture or a place that the students wanted to be. So I feel like you want to make sure that you give your library a personality. So if your library was a person, how would you describe them? First of all, I would want my friend or my library personality to be friendly. I want my library to be a welcoming place. I want them to feel comfortable when they're there. I have actually put furniture in my library that that has comfortable seating, so it's a place that they want to be. I also want it to be scholarly. I want them to be excited about the wealth of knowledge that is contained in the walls of my library. So, as a librarian, one of the things that's important for you to do is make sure that you manage the library. You have to maintain the school's library collection and its resources. Now, sometimes that means that you have to make sure that the books are repaired. You have to make sure that you process the books so that they can be checked out multiple times. And you just want to make sure that you keep tabs on all of those books and resources and make sure that when they're getting checked out, that they're coming back in and all of those wonderful things. Number 2, you want to give access. You want to provide students and staff with access to the library resources and the media resources. So make sure that you're there as often as you can be. And if your school is not giving you as many hours as you need, advocate for the importance of how important it is to have a librarian to be in the school all the time. I've had to do that myself. Number 3, overdue notices. So if a student hasn't turned in a book and it becomes overdue, which means that it's past the date that it is due, then it's important that you issue an overdue notice to that student. It could be in the form of paper. It could be a written note. It could be an email. It could be, and you could give it to their homeroom teacher. So whatever that looks like, you just want to remind them. And also maybe when they come back from the library and say, oh, I forgot my book at home, then you can give them a verbal reminder right there as the other students are checking in their books to remind them to bring it back. Sometimes I will take a Post-it note and I will actually put it on give them a piece of paper that basically says, oh, this is what you have overdue, and I will just hand it right to them when they're in my library space. So that's something you have to figure out. Number 4, so I talked about this a little bit before, but making the library a comfortable place. You want to make sure that the books are shelved correctly. Make sure that they are alphabetical by the author's last name. make sure that they are put in the right nonfiction section or the right fiction section or the right everyone section, and keep the library a clean space. It just makes people love being there. And I have decorated my library with, things that I have found, like old books and things like that maybe the students aren't going to check out, but maybe I just use them as a display. I've also found some just fun little things that give my library a personality. And I think one of the most important things about managing a library is that you really want to help your students and your teachers fall in love with their next book. I know it sounds like an easy task, and it's not always the easiest thing to do because not everyone loves to read. Some of them might have a learning disability, or they might just have never found that next book or that book that gets them excited about reading. And so I know for me, the books that got me excited about reading were the Ramona Quimby books by Beverly Cleary. And as I read those as I was a young student, I could really relate to that character Ramona. And I pictured my aunt and uncle's house as Ramona's house. And it really became a part of who I was as I grew up. And so there is a book out there for a student. You just have to find it, and you have to be willing to work hard to help them find it. It's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it. So a good library will never be too neat or too dusty, because somebody will always be in it, taking books off the shelves and staying up late reading them. I love this quote from Lemony Snicket in the book A Series of Unfortunate Events by Daniel Handler. Just because if the shelves are dusty, that means students aren't checking books out. And we just want students to be there and experiencing those amazing shelves with all of that wonderful knowledge in them. So thank you so much for listening to this module about managing the library. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me on Facebook, and I hope that you make it a great day. Thank you so much.